Welcome to Black Sheep, where I take a look at entries in video game franchises that were poorly received or controversial among the fans. Now, I won't be dwelling on the negative aspects of these games. Instead, I'll be looking in detail at things I liked about the games, whether it was the story, gameplay, music, or anything else it contained, and see if they're really deserving of the infamy that they have. For this episode, we'll be looking at DmC, Devil May Cry. The Devil May Cry series is one of the most intense out there. Produced and developed by Capcom, the adventures of the Demon Slayer Dante have given players some truly memorable games over the years. Devil May Cry made its debut on the PlayStation 2 in 2001, and has since been followed up by 2 sequels on the PS2, and a 4th title on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. About 4 years after the release of Devil May Cry 4, Capcom, together with the studio Ninja Theory, gave players a reimagining of the series with DmC Devil May Cry. As the first game in the series to be developed by an outside studio, there was a lot of anticipation for DmC, both good and bad. The character had been completely redesigned, the combat engine was completely reworked, and the game as a whole had a more gritty feel to it. The area of the game where this is most evident is its story. As this is a reboot/reimagining of the franchise, the tale of DmC plays very much like the first chapter of a much grander story. In this game, the world of man has been enslaved by the demon lord Mundus. Controlling the world through debt and deception, Mundus's ultimate victory is all but achieved. But unbeknownst to him, the son of his former ally turned enemy, Sparta, is alive. This son is Dante, who spends his nights participating in partying and, intimate activities. This lifestyle is brought to a screeching halt when the demon forces of Mundus discover Dante, and together with his new companion Cat, they escape the demon hunters. Cat then brings Dante to the Order, an organization that is fighting the demon oppression. Dante then discovers that the leader of the Order is his long-lost brother, Virgil. After learning the truth about his parents, Dante teams up with Virgil and Cat to take down Mundus. Mundus has enslaved the world through things such as soft drinks and the media, and the trio work together on bringing down Mundus's empire. However, this war cannot be waged in the human world, so Dante must continually go to the twisted reflection of the city in a plane of existence known as Limbo. After several victories, the Order is attacked and Cat is captured. Dante and Virgil discover that a way to draw out Mundus and to save Cat is to capture his mistress, Lilith, who is carrying his demon-spawn child. An exchange of hostages is made, but partway through, Virgil brutally murders both Lilith and her child. Mundus, who is absolutely furious, unleashes his power, and the two brothers head to their final confrontation with the Demon Lord. During the battle with Mundus, the human world and the world of Limbo merge. With the demon presence revealed to the entire world, a new chapter for mankind begins, and with Mundus now defeated, it looks like the humans have a fighting chance. Unfortunately, Virgil has other plans, and tells Dante and Cat that mankind is meant to be ruled, and he intends to be that ruler. The argument spirals into a bitter duel, and for the final battle of the game, the two Nephilim brothers fight one another. After the battle, Virgil leaves to parts unknown, and Dante, who now has his trademark white hair, is comforted by Cat, and Dante sets out on his new path as humanity's guardian.
I know exactly who you are. You are Dante. Nothing more and nothing less.
While this new vision of the Devil May Cry series is certainly different, and a bit more angsty, I rather enjoyed it. The Dante of this game is definitely younger, but he still cracks jokes and has fun one-liners.
You're dumb.
It may seem odd for Dante to have black hair, but as I said, it does change to white at the end of the game, as well as whenever you activate Devil Trigger. This new take on Dante was one of the main reasons that fans had a negative response towards DmC. And while this Dante may look a bit different, I would say that the core of the character is still here.
Hey Bob, put a spin on this.
Virgil is a grade A jerk. The way he kills Lilith is quite dishonorable, and at one point in the game he abandons Kat, saying that she's not important. Speaking of Kat, as the game's main original character, she really helps support the character of Dante. She's the one who finds him in the first place, and is the one who ultimately helps Dante in the climax of the game.
You can trust me too.
She actually has quite the tragic backstory, and she easily became one of my favorite characters during the course of the story.
He rescued me. I was in a foster home. My foster father was a demon. He attacked me most nights. I had to get out.
Nightmares.
It's okay. I felt nothing. I couldn't physically escape, so I found another way. I aimlessly wandered limbo in spirit form. I found Virgil there. He heard my cry for help.
The only character I found lacking was actually Mundus. He unfortunately never comes across as a very compelling villain, and his visual design is a bit bland. It wasn't until his giant monster boss fight where I found his design a bit better.
You ready for this? We can kill him now? Hellgate is shut.
Overall, though, I like this reimagining of Devil May Cry, and I'm curious where the story would go if the game ever gets a sequel.
You do this, Virgil. And I can't let you stop me, brother. Stand aside. Don't do this.
Virgil, please.
Stay out of this!
The Devil May Cry games are renowned for their amazing combat, and again, while different, DmC is totally fun in this regard. All of Dante's signature weapons are here, like his Sword Rebellion and his dual pistols, Ebony and Ivory. The game's other weapons are either angelic, like the Osiris Scythe, or demonic, like the Arbiter Axe. Mastering the game's combat requires you to switch through your arsenal of weapons quite frequently. There are a ton of fun combinations, and with 2 chain grappling hooks, you can keep the fight going even if you launch your opponents away. Later on in the game, you acquire 2 new melee weapons and 2 more firearms, adding even more to the combo potential. Like the previous games, every fight in DmC is graded. Keep performing stylish combos without getting hit, and your grade will go up. While this system is a bit more generous than before, there's something very satisfying about getting the SSS rank. All throughout DmC, I enjoyed the combat, and my only complaint was that the flying enemies became a real annoyance sometimes as you lack a proper lock-on, but this issue has been fixed in the updated DmC Definitive Edition. The game also features some sweet boss fights. The various greater demons you fight make for great battles, but there were 2 standout boss fights for me. The fight against Bob Barbas, the demon who controls the masses through the media, and is very much a jab at Fox News Channel, is one of the most unique boss fights I've ever seen. The visuals are absolutely crazy, and halfway through the battle you are taken to a news flash that Bob is hosting, where it shows Dante fighting monsters all while you are still playing. It's one of the game's high points for sure.
This is not for this. Just doing God.
The other boss battle I really enjoyed was the final battle against Virgil. He's undoubtedly the hardest fight in the game, but he's also one of the most rewarding, and the story surrounding this battle made it all the more engaging. Along with the combat, DmC also has a good amount of platforming. The world of Limbo is unstable, to say the least, and the ground will often shift and fly away, requiring you to perform great jumps and utilize both your chain weapons to traverse the environments. I absolutely love platforming, and DmC does a good job of keeping each section engaging. My personal favorite moment was when you were trying to protect Virgil and Kat from Mundus's wrath, which is obliterating the city. Limbo is a dangerous, ever-changing place, and it is almost a character in of itself, as it continually taunts you and will sometimes actively try to kill you. The various locations in Limbo are all superbly designed. You'll go from a hellish carnival, to an underwater reflection of the city, to a nightclub-themed stage. It's all good fun. So what makes DmC a black sheep? In the months leading up to its release, there was a lot of hate directed towards DmC. Many fans were angered about the new look and the different feel of the game as a whole, and even after the game came out, some fans still felt it wasn't worthy of the Devil May Cry name. The changes that Ninja Theory brought to this series were certainly not received with open arms, but after playing through this game, I truly don't believe that it deserves the reputation it has among the fans. I wouldn't say DmC is one of my favorite action games out there, but it is by no means a bad game, and is actually quite fun. Even for those who enjoyed this new chapter, the future of the Devil May Cry franchise is a bit unknown at the moment. Aside from a remaster of Devil May Cry 4, there hasn't been any mention of a continuation of the series. If there is a new game in the series, it'll be interesting to see if it takes place in the first series of games, or this new version that Ninja Theory has created. Regardless of what happens, I hope to see a new Devil May Cry game in the future. It's a franchise that many gamers love, and one that needs another good, solid game that will please both new and old fans, which, even though I enjoyed it, is something I feel DmC failed to do. Again, DmC is not a bad entry into the franchise. It's just one that is divisive, to say the least. And I hope Capcom will be able to find the right balance for the next title in the series. I enjoyed DmC, but I want to see what is next for the pizza-loving, demon-slaying Dante. And when its next adventure does come around, I have a feeling it's going to be a great one.
That just seemed to drag on forever. Church.
Thank you for watching this episode of Black Sheep. What are your thoughts on DmC? Any other Black Sheep games you want me to take a look at? Feel free to share in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like. Until next time, keep having great adventures, everyone!